The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 428 of our daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the blue Bicycle Chainless playing cards. So, no further ado, take a look and see what we get. So here we have the blue Bicycle Chainless playing cards in a matte white finish tuck box here, with that blue accents there. So there's a white and blue finish tuck box here. You got the bicycle logo there, right in the middle. And that says the Russell and Morgan Co. And then playing cards in Cincinnati, Ohio, and US there. On one side it says made in the USA. Other side says air cushion finish, so it has that air cushion finish quality there. On the bottom you got the barcode and the corporate information. These are from 2016, and you got the recycling logo. On the back, little sneak peek of that back design. For the seal here, you got a white stamp style seal where it says the Russell and Morgan Co. manufacturer of playing cards, and you got Cincinnati, Ohio. And then you got on one side it says 5 cents, and then it says USA there, reserve, and then you got the fives there. And then you got a little like animal there, kind of in the middle there, like a cat or a lion there, kind of growling. And then on the top, it just says a bicycle under that seal. And then on the tuck flap, you got the corporate information. The inner tuck flap, just that matte white finish. Now we take the cards out of the box. On the inside of that tuck box, just that matte white finish, so nothing too crazy or fancy going on inside there. And now that we look at that tuck box, I'm going to take a look at the cards. And first, start with that backline. So here we have a mirrored backline with the standard white border around. It's a slightly thicker border, but nothing too crazy. You got that nice white and blue colorway there. So here we have the mirror design, where it is that bicycle there without the chain, so it's a chainless bicycle design there. Kind of an old school, kind of more classic kind of style there. Then you kind of got the gears there for like the little border going around there, and it is mirrored, so if you flip it over, same design in both directions. But now for the cards you get with the deck, here we start with the classic bicycle ad card here for all the different social media pages there in the red colorway. Then you got a little blue colorway kind of on the back there with their website. And then you got a little information card, so if you want to read that, you can pause and read it. Yeah, but it just says that they're introduced in 1899 as the 18th. This continued in 1917 there with a bicycle chainless back. And on the back, you got a little bit more there. And then you got the classic, just standard bicycle Joker there with the king on the bike there in the black and white colorway. And the second one is the colored version there. And then you get a pretty standard ace of spades there, which is bicycle 808, that classic spade there in the middle. And the United States Playing Company, made in the USA. But then you might notice the pips are a little bit different there in the corners, because they're all that, like, they're kind of that vintage, kind of old school style. They are like standard spades. They're just that old school, like standard, like vintage style there. So that goes throughout the rest of the cards. And pretty much the whole deck is that kind of more vintage kind of style. And you can see the court cards are that older style. Standard court cards is that older bicycle kind of style and feel. Same with the diamonds there, that old school kind of vintage feel to them. And then the court cards as well. Same kind of styles with the red, the blues, and the yellows. Just in that different classic old school vintage design. Same with the clubs there. And the club design there, that vintage old school design. And lastly, the same thing with the hearts there, that old school design. Still a standard deck of cards, just that like standard like faces, just that old school classic design. And now that we took a look at the cards, time to test the handling. And first we'll start with the springs, and they are that air cushion finish. And like I say, straight out of the box, they're a little bit on the stiffer side. They're not like super stiff or anything, but you do notice a little bit of stiffness to them. So you definitely have to break them in a little bit. So some people might have trouble springing these straight out of the box, because they're slightly stiff, but still pretty smooth and a little slick. Pretty nice springs nonetheless. And now for the fans. And as you can see, they spread pretty evenly. You can't really see half. You can only see like half the numbers just because the pips in the corners are a little bit smaller than normal, so they're a little bit harder to see. But they still spread pretty evenly there. There's no stickiness or clumpiness to the cards. And now time for the Pharaoh. And okay, Pharaoh, they slightly stuck together, but they weave together nicely. Now for a giant fan of that back design. And for that reverse Pharaoh. And the reverse was a little bit more smoother, but they're pretty similar. Now for a giant fan of the faces. And now time for the riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle. Pretty smooth riffle shuffles there. So no real issues with the riffles. Nice and smooth. And the more shuffles you do, the more smoother they'll get over time. Now for a few little packet cuts. Pretty smooth and standard packetability. No real issues there. Now for that one-handed cut or Chevalier cut. Now for the dribble. Pretty smooth dribbles. You definitely got more grip with the back design up. And now for that spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, like I said, it's a pretty simplistic and yet still custom a bicycle deck. You got that kind of vintage, more vintage styling kind of back design there. There's that chainless bike design there, which looks pretty nice there. And then you got the faces, which are pretty standard there. So it's like that old school kind of more vintage kind of style, like standard style. Well, some of the cards are still like pretty like modern there. It's like the like that custom Ace of Spades there, or the Ace of Spades there, and then the Jokers were still that standard kind of like new era kind of design. But like the court cards here, as you could not the court cards, but the face cards, and I guess the court cards here, as you can see, they were more of that kind of vintage kind of bicycle font and style there. So it's a little throwback kind of styling to the cards, which is pretty nice there. I like to see that from time to time. So overall, pretty decent design. There, there. And then for the handling, they have that air cursor finish, so they handle pretty nicely. They're a little bit stiff out of the box, but not too crazy stiff or anything. So they handle fantastic. They're nice and smooth overall. There. So I guess with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been a 428 of a daily deck review. This has been the Blue Bicycle Chainless playing cards, and I'm the Canadian card collector signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.